In this week's episode of Scotland Shop on the Sofa, we're going to be setting a beautiful dinner table which you can replicate at home to celebrate St Andrew's Day. We were lucky enough to use the beautiful Fairnie house in the Scottish borders as the backdrop to create this dinner table, so thank you so much to Fairnie for allowing us to take over the dining room for a day. Nothing says stylish dining more than this grand room. To create this table, we used the products from our St Andrew's Day gift box, so stay tuned to see what's all included. Let's get into it. The first product included in our gift box is the tartan runner in the Earl of St Andrews tartan. A tartan that is perfect for adding a burst of colour and a touch of heritage to your table. If you're planning on hosting a dinner party at Fairnie House at a time other than St Andrew's Day, then we would recommend treating yourselves to some new tartan tableware so you can bring a touch of tartan to your party. We can custom make our entire range in over 500 tartans, so no matter the occasion, you're sure to find the perfect tartan. Our dining collection is all made in Scotland using our lightweight pure wool tartan fabric. You can even machine wash the whole collection on a wool cycle, which is great in case any of your guests have any accidental spills. Candlesticks are the perfect way to add some dimension and drama to the room. We used 2 grand candlesticks and 2 shorter candles and evened them out on the table to ensure a sense of balance remained. Using the different heights makes for a less expected display, but still creating a visual focal point and adding interest to the space above the table. It is very common for candlesticks to be used as the centrepiece for your table, and when we saw the candlesticks Fairnie had on offer, we just couldn't resist. Once these have been lit in, they instantly add ambiance and atmosphere to the room. We will of course show you these lit in later on so you can see the final result. The art of table setting is actually simple once you understand a few basics and you arm yourself with the right tricks. Don't worry, we will be sharing quite a few more tips throughout the video so you can set your next dinner table with ease. We remained quite traditional when it came to the crockery, using a dinner plate, a dessert plate and a side plate. The dinner plate should always sit in the centre of the place setting, and side plates should always go to the left of the dinner plate and should be placed slightly higher than the forks. There are so many different ways considered the correct way to set the cutlery on the table. Is it 2 forks or 3 forks? 5 spoons or just 1 spoon? It's all very confusing knowing what you're supposed to use. We decided to go against traditional settings by keeping things simple, since we'll be having quite a simple meal, but we'll discuss the food options later on in the video. We went for a dinner fork and a knife and a dessert spoon, easy to remember. Of course, we'll also be using serving cutlery when we actually sit down to eat, but this wasn't part of the decor. It is traditional to use 3 glasses per place setting: a water glass, a red wine glass and a white wine glass. However, we wanted to switch this up slightly given the event we're celebrating, so we swapped one of the wine glasses out for a champagne flute since we'll be toasting to Scotland's patron saint. And of course we had to add a whisky glass because a Scottish dinner party wouldn't be complete without one, creating a selection of 4 glasses for guests to choose from. Treating your guests to a beautifully set table really shows how much you care, which is why we put so much thought into the crockery, cutlery and glasses used on the table. The most important part of any Scottish dinner table, a decanter of whisky. A beautiful crystal decanter will add character and charm to your table, and you can even match it to your glasses and serving dishes for seamless coordination. And of course, no decanter of whisky is complete without a jug of water, so your guests can create their desired strength of whisky. Next up is napkins, the perfect way to add some excitement and colour to each personal table setting. There are so many ways to style your napkins, whether you fold them into a tree at Christmas time or show off your napkin folding skills by forming a swan. Today, for our St Andrew's table, we are allowing the tartan to shine through by just using some simple pearl and silver napkin rings, which are available for you to use if you decide to hire Fairneley House for yourself. We used the pearly rings for the white napkins and the silver rings for the tartan napkins to differentiate between the two different settings. We used a combination of tartan napkins and plain napkins to break up the tartan. We folded all the napkins to create a fan style to give the napkins some height on each setting, then pulled them through the napkin ring. Our final touch was to add our beautiful Celtic tartan heart decorations in the Earl of St Andrew's tartan. This then doubles as a keepsake for the guests. A little tip we learned from our Christmas table styling session with Emma from Duchess Sierra last year. Emma likes to give a gift to every guest at her dinner parties, and we think our tartan heart decorations are perfect for this. Now it's time to add the most important part, the food. We are starting with a plateful of Nairn's Scottish oatcakes paired with some butter and cheese and pâté. This is a delicious starter and crowd pleaser for any Scottish dinner party. Next up is the main act of the show, the haggis, neeps and tatties. Of course, we had to use McSween's haggis as we are all still so obsessed with it after McSween's gifted us a whole crate of haggis 2 years ago at Christmas time. There's actually no specific traditional St Andrew's Day food, but since haggis, neeps and tatties is a traditional Scottish meal, that's what we like to serve at our St Andrew's dinners. Plus, it's so delicious, everyone should try this meal at least once in their life. Let us know what you serve at your St Andrew's dinner in the comments, as we're always looking for new food traditions and suggestions. Finally, we added some traditional Scottish shortbread as a post-dinner sweet treat, as we predict you will be rather full from the main and won't have much room for a proper pudding. Plus, shortbread is a great pairing with a nip of whiskey. Now that the table is beautifully set, it is time for the finishing touches. I am lighting the candles as I feel the soft candlelight brings a sense of occasion and romance to your table and creates a warm light that isn't too harsh while people are eating. I felt so grand lighting these candlesticks. These were also kindly provided by Fairneley House, so if you decide to book a stay at the house, you will have access to all the candles, crockery, cutlery and glassware, so you can create a very special table of your own. As we mentioned at the start, all products in this video are included in our St Andrew's Day gift box. So to recap, in our gift box you will receive a tartan table runner and 4 tartan napkins, all in the Earl of St Andrew's tartan, and a set of 2 whisky glasses handcrafted by Angel's Share Glass, another local Scottish business. A beautiful gift for the passionate Scot in your life, or even for yourself, bringing a little piece of Scotland to any dinner table. These are limited edition, so if you would like to get your hands on one, order today. You can find the link in the description. Once the dinner is complete, we would recommend moving through to a sitting room or a drawing room, just somewhere a little bit more comfortable, to have a nip of whiskey in one of the beautiful whisky glasses if you decide to purchase the gift box, and continue the celebrations. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we would love to hear how you're celebrating St Andrew's Day this year, so let us know in the comments. And make sure you sign up to our newsletter and subscribe to our YouTube channel to be up to date on all the latest clan and tartan news.